Hello, and welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Beyond Wildlife Park. Today we are continuing our River's Edge North America section with a habitat for our beavers. I'm starting ZSU off with a breeding pair of beavers, and I was inspired by sort of this idea of a mixed species enclosure. Not just beavers, but eventually things like wood ducks and muskrats that kind of simulated the natural kind of occurring rivers of North America, more so than the river otters. Really wanted to make this a mixed species habitat in the future, hence why it's so big, way bigger than it needs to be for two beavers. So yeah, just laying down some substrate here with some soil, and wanted to echo a little bit of the design elements from the North American river otter habitat while making this enclosure kind of have its own feel. And you'll see that kind of with the wooden posts and the glass, kind of welcoming guests with a underwater viewing very similar to what the otters have. So the beaver is a commonly found kind of animal that you'll find in rivers and lakes out in the woods in North America. So for today's fun fact about the beaver, did you know that beavers have transparent eyelids that serve as underwater glasses that help them see clearly underwater? I had no idea that's what they did. That they were able to see on the water because of that. So that's a cool fact from animalia.bio. The link to this super cool website is in the description below. But yeah, back to the enclosure design. Working on a little dam here with a little kind of shallow, a short waterfall, and kind of, we all know that beavers make dams, and that's kind of what they do. The dam here actually also functions as a hard shelter for beavers. But yeah, here I'm working on adding some more faux rocks to separate that upper viewing gallery. Now it's not just a viewing gallery for the North American river otters, but also for our beavers and hopefully other lakeside animals, riverside animals that we might get in the future. I know that we have acquired quite a few since I last recorded this, so I'll look forward to those episodes. But yeah, working on a little bit of a backstage here. Again, this area, my plan is to have this not just be a beaver habitat, but a habitat for a bunch of different animals. So wanted to create a pretty extensive, pretty large backstage area, only for our animals, but for our staff as well. So yeah, the inspiration for the backstage area came from the Pulitzer building here in St. Louis, the Pulitzer Arts Foundation building. So with this kind of habitat, like I said, I wanted to echo a little bit of what was going on in the river otter habitat while making it its own. And I thought, how cool would it be to kind of create like a contrast here? So we've got that ruins, kind of repurposed kind of stone classical structure over in the river otters. How about we contrast that with a little bit of more of a modern feel? And St. Louis is known not only for some old school architecture, but also for some super contemporary, cool looking buildings. So the Pulitzer Arts Foundation was designed by Tadeo Ando, a super cool architect that I was really into when I was when I was in college, studying a little bit of architecture. You'll see these buildings in a bunch of places where it's primarily concrete and glass, very angular, very square-like. So I wanted to kind of emulate a little bit of that, with my backstage structure here, and kind of create this sort of pool for the beavers to enjoy when they're not out in the more naturalistic kind of area. So yeah, just using a lot of the concrete pieces here. And a challenge that I had with this build was trying to think of a way to get staff out into the mainland, which I will I did look up a couple of tutorials here, and I was able to create like a bridge that allowed my backstage structure to be separated from the quote-unquote mainland, but still allowing staff access to things like feeders and food enrichment that exist out in the naturalistic part of the exhibit. Yeah, just using a little bit of the faux rocks to hide a little bit of the curbs here. A constant kind of challenge with this park is working with curbs and doing custom curbs. So yeah, I'm just hiding a little bit of this with the faux rocks. I think this is the little faux rock thing. Faux rock step. Trying to figure out what style, what vibe, what style of pathing I would have in this upper gallery. I think we just ended up with the red brick. Just keeping it very simple. I will be using this red path in future episodes, though, as part of our Red Rocks area, where we'll keep some of our large cats. I know that we eventually acquired a couple servals that will be the start of our cat country area. So yeah, you'll be seeing that red path soon, just not here in the beaver habitat. Always fun placing some of these rocks to create a naturalistic barrier to keep guests from jumping into the exhibit and the beavers from jumping out. But yeah, if you guys are new to Planet Zoo, this is a technique called the null barrier technique, where instead of placing fences, you are able to create kind of custom fencing. Having that be separate, having the structure be separate from the actual function of defining the boundaries of the habitat. So basically, it means that you can do whatever the hell you want, as long as the animals are not able to jump out, climb out, or sneak out in any sort of way. So yeah. Again, this is my ZSU project. ZSU is a metagame on top of Planet Zoo that allows you to work with a bunch of people. You start with a limited set of animals, and through trades and stores and auctions, you could kind of grow your collection. It's been a super fun kind of way for me to build for animals that I never expected to build for, and for animals that I have built for in the past in my personal kind of building of different Planet Zoo files, like the beaver. I've done beaver habitats before, but I've never done this kind of modern concept before. It's always been a lot of the wooden log cabins and kind of rural type kind of structures. So I had a lot of fun just playing with some new architectural styles and trying to make this work, because man, these grid pieces are so annoying to build for. I have gotten a lot better, and you'll see kind of my progress throughout this series, and hopefully I'll get to start up a couple new non-ZSU series now that I've learned how to build in Planet Zoo. This is a really, really cool program, game tool. liken it to a lot of the 3D modeling tools because of the way I build, and yeah, I build in a very sculptural way, and I use a lot of rocks, and I try to not use as many grid pieces if possible, just to have a more naturalistic feel. But yeah, again, this is I'm building out this bridge right now to have a way for our staff to be able to access the mainland of the habitat easily, so that they could fill feeders and whatnot. So there is a functional element to Plan Zoo builds, where I try to think about ways in which you can kind of create this like separation between the backstage and the main area. I mean, beavers can. So this is cool. The beavers can access that little pool by swimming underneath the structure, while staff are able to walk over that bridge to have access to the feeders and enrichment items that they need to fill, to clean the habitat, without swimming, because that is not a feat. This game requires staff to walk over to do their job. So yeah, just doing I think right now we are at the point of some finishing touches. I've got the mechanics down. Staff can go in, beavers can go into that backstage area. Yeah, just making an extra connection here out to the main area. I think I was a little concerned about viewing here for that's ADA compliant. Those if you were in a wheelchair, for example, and you went down to that underwater river otter viewing, you would not be able to get up those stairs to see the beaver. So wanted to provide an alternative area for folks to see the beavers. And I know that later on I will do a lot of work in the in this North American River's Edge section to make sure that we don't have that we don't have those stairs there, that we can get access to both the otters and the beavers in an ADA compliant way with wheelchair access and ramps and whatnot. So yeah, just doing some more rock work here. I'm trying to achieve this very like woods vibe with some rocks, and then so basically you walk into this forested area and you see this modern looking building and you see a bunch of animals running around. So that was the concept of the start of the River's Edge area here, with the beavers and the otters representing North American river animals. Yeah, working on some staff pathing on the back, using bamboo. Bamboo is a great kind of item to use in builds when you want to hide stuff, when you want to hide staff paths. And I think a lot of zoos use bamboo because I'm not sure why. It's either because they're accessible or they're really good at hiding things. But yeah, check out that beaver. He's sleeping, I think, or he looks like he's kind of dead. Nah, he's alive. He's alive. But yeah, no, that pool actually passes through into the outdoors area. So it's as if there's like a little pool on the inside that the beavers can get access to in multiple different ways. Technically they could get on that bridge. I think, I'm not sure. I need to double check that. Yeah, I was working on the remaster of this area earlier today, and I had since I had downloaded the Frontier pack that was available on Nexus, and they have these great like wood chip pieces. And I think those rocks that I'm using on the edge I replaced with some wood chips. Yeah, trying to figure out the roofing for this thing. I think in the end I just use concrete instead of this. Was it the wooden planks? Yeah, I was like, nah, this does not fit the vibe. It does not feel like a Tadao Ando building. You gotta go with concrete and glass all the way. So yeah, just modifying the shape. Oh, it was a little too rounded. I wanted something more angular. So yeah, just playing with panels here to achieve an effect that you can't with just grid pieces. So yeah, I believe so. When I was building this, we did not have free build mod installed on my computer. I think it was definitely out, but I did not use free build. So free build is a really cool mod that allows you to kind of get around the limitations of obstructions and really kind of allow you to build like crazy shit. Yeah, being able to turn grid pieces around and whatnot, and I will be getting free build eventually in this build. Right now, free build is sort of not working with 1.9, so kind of have to wait for that. Yeah, just working through the roof. Roof work is such a pain sometimes. Such a pain. But hey, I'm very happy with the end result. It's a very unique, contemporary looking building. I don't know, in the lore, maybe we had to down on to like do this custom building with the custom roof with these with these patterns. I wanted to allow some sunlight in, so had a little skylight in a funky geometric pattern. I don't know, it kind of looks like, you know, the Mac Finder icon kind of has that vibe. But yeah, so the way that I build, even if you can't see things, so I like to make sure that my structures make sense and that they're not like floating in the water. So that's why I extended those foundations below that main structure. Now we're getting to some foliage work. Yeah, again, those pillars. I know that I attached a feeder onto one of those pillars. I don't know, just me. So even if guests can't see it, I want to make sure that things are built the right way. Yeah, the foliage really brings this thing together. Yeah, thinking through a little bit of the ways that we get water into this habitat. So I'm building these pipes to simulate some of the more artificial, backstagey kind of parts of the habitat. Just being cognizant of those requirements. I know that I'm not the most realistic builder on Planet Zoo. Among the Planet Zoo creators on YouTube, there are definitely folks that I'm learning a lot from. Folks like Rudy and Leaf, really kind of understanding how to build things in a somewhat realistic way. So that's what I'm trying, that's what I'm aiming for. Not to say that I'll achieve that perfectly every time, but I do try for that realism in this city zoo build. I say that when just the other day I was trying to fit a waterfall into my primate house, which you guys will see in an upcoming episode. Yeah, this is the enrichment item, the beaver pool, I think, and I think the beaver is going to build a little dam here. I've never seen them do it, so again, trying to make sure that it makes sense, that I have this sort of structure around it to make it look like it's part of the architecture. Yeah, feeders. Trying to hide these feeders in different places. I think I ended up placing one of these guys on one of those columns that holds up the bridge. So yeah, right there. Trying to figure out a way to make this awkward space work, and I was like, hey, how about we have a small little planter here. Plant some flowers, make it look pretty. A little backstage access there. Done those cypress trees. I actually have similar kind of cypress trees in my backyard, right in front of that, right in front of the backstage area. Taking some shots here for the ZSU press room. Again, the link to joining ZSU is in the description below. Oh yeah, these cypress trees look pretty snazzy, clean. Very modern, but you know, still trying to get that woodsy vibe. Past beaver habitats that I've built on Planet Zoo have been very log cabin, kind of log cabin vibe type deals, so wanted to do something a little different. Little fun thing that I'm doing here is every time I build for an animal, which I need to start doing again, by the way, is I add one of their plushies if it's available into my gift shop. So we have an otter and a beaver plushie here. These are from the workshop, so you can find those there. I might try to see if I could link to workshop items that I'm using in the description. I think that'd be a cool thing to do, just to support some of the content creators here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next episode.